Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin shows a strong upward trend. The price has consistently broken through previous resistance levels, and the forecast for the next week indicates continued upward momentum. The RSI values have been trending upwards, currently around 65.7, suggesting bullish sentiment but not yet in the overbought territory. The Bollinger Bands are expanding, indicating increased volatility and potential for further price movement. We will implement a multifaceted strategy combining RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. First, we will initiate a long position at $93,500, coinciding with the first forecast price and a slight pullback from the recent high. Our stop loss will be set just below the support level at $92,000 to protect against a potential reversal. The initial target price will be $95,700, aligning with the forecast for May 1, 2025, and the upper Bollinger Band. If the price reaches $95,700, we will move our stop loss to break even to secure profits and allow for further upside potential. A second target price will be $96,000, based on the forecast for May 2, 2025. This strategy aims to capitalize on the prevailing bullish trend while managing risk through strategic stop-loss placement and profit-taking targets. Based on the historical data and forecast, Ethereum shows a generally upward trend, with price fluctuations within the support and resistance levels of $1,610 and $1,820. The RSI indicator fluctuates between oversold and overbought levels, indicating potential buying and selling opportunities. The Bollinger Bands suggest periods of volatility and consolidation. Considering the forecast for the next week, I recommend a long position strategy. Specifically, when the price reaches $1,720, enter a long position. Set a stop loss at $1,680 to limit potential losses. The initial target price should be $1,800, aiming to capture a significant portion of the upward trend. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI falls below 30, consider entering a long position at $1,720, with a stop loss at $1,680 and a target price of $1,780. Conversely, if the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it signals a potential oversold condition, triggering a long entry at $1,720, with a stop loss at $1,680 and a target price of $1,790. This combined approach leverages both momentum and volatility indicators to maximize potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, XRP shows a generally upward trend with recent volatility. The support price consistently holding at $2.19 provides a strong floor, while the resistance at $2.45 indicates a potential ceiling. The RSI values fluctuate around the 50 mark, suggesting neither extreme overbought nor oversold conditions currently. However, the Bollinger Bands show that the price is approaching the upper band, indicating a potential for a pullback. Considering these factors, I recommend a strategy combining RSI and Bollinger Bands to capitalize on potential price swings. My strategy involves a long position with an entry price of $2.18 on Monday, April 28, 2025, coinciding with the forecast price and near the support level. A stop-loss order should be placed at $2.15 to protect against unexpected downturns. The initial target price is set at $2.28, aligning with the forecast price and the upper Bollinger Band. If the price reaches this target, we will consider moving the stop loss to break even and setting a secondary target price of $2.35, aiming to capture further gains. This portfolio combines the strengths of both technical indicators, leveraging the RSI for identifying potential reversals and the Bollinger Bands for gauging volatility and potential price targets. Based on the historical data and forecast, BNB shows a slight upward trend with support at $597 and resistance at $611. The RSI consistently remains above 40, indicating that the asset is not severely oversold. The Bollinger Bands have been widening recently, suggesting increased volatility and potential for price movement. Considering these factors, I recommend a moderately bullish strategy. we will initiate a long position when the price dips towards the lower Bollinger Band and the RSI approaches 45. This presents a buying opportunity as the price is relatively undervalued. Specifically, we'll enter a long position at $602. To manage risk, we'll set a stop loss at $597, right below the established support level. Our target price will be $609, aligning with the forecast for the week and providing a reasonable profit margin. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate RSI signals. If the RSI falls below 20, it indicates an oversold condition, which could be a strong buying signal. Conversely, an RSI above 80 suggests an overbought condition, potentially signaling a sell-off. However, given the current trend, we will prioritize the Bollinger Band strategy. If the price reaches $609, we'll consider taking partial profits and moving our stop loss to break even. This will help secure gains while allowing the position to potentially benefit from further upward movement. This combined approach balances risk and reward, aiming for high returns while protecting capital. Based on the historical data and forecast, Solana shows a generally upward trend, with prices fluctuating between the support of $139 and the resistance of $152. The RSI values have been hovering around the mid-range, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. However, the forecast prices suggest a continued upward momentum, potentially testing the resistance level. Considering the Bollinger Bands, the price has been trending towards the upper band, indicating a bullish sentiment. Therefore, I propose a long position strategy with an entry price of $147. A stop loss should be set at $139 to mitigate potential losses if the price reverses. To capitalize on the anticipated upward trend, I recommend a target price of $153, aligning with the forecast prices and the upper Bollinger Band. This strategy combines the technical indicators and forecast data to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. The RSI is not near the oversold level, so we will not trigger the RSI strategy. The Bollinger Bands are trending upwards, so we will not trigger the Bollinger Band strategy. The final portfolio will be a long position strategy with an entry price of $147, a stop loss of $139, and a target price of $153. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dogecoin shows a slight upward trend. The price has been fluctuating within a range between 0.179 and 0.183. The RSI indicates that the asset is currently approaching the overbought territory, with values ranging from 57.6 to 60.8. The Bollinger Band suggests that the price is moving towards the upper band, indicating potential bullish momentum. Considering these factors, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $0.173, placing a stop-loss order at $0.179 just below the support level to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price will be $0.183, aligning with the resistance level. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate an RSI-based exit strategy. If the RSI reaches 80, we will take profit at $0.183. If the price touches the upper Bollinger Band, we will set a trailing stop loss at $0.178 to secure profits while allowing for further upside potential. If the price falls below the lower Bollinger Band, we will exit the position at $0.179. This combined approach leverages both momentum and volatility indicators for a more robust and adaptive investment strategy, aiming for high returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Cardano shows a slight upward trend with some volatility. The RSI indicates that the asset is currently not significantly overbought or oversold, hovering around the mid-range. The Bollinger Bands show that the price has been fluctuating within a defined range, with the recent price approaching the upper band. Considering the forecast for the next week, which predicts prices around $0.68 to $0.704, and the support level at $0.659, I recommend a long position. We will enter a long position at $0.68, placing a stop-loss order at $0.659 to mitigate potential losses if the price declines. The initial target price will be $0.704, aiming to capture a short-term upward movement. To refine the strategy, we will incorporate RSI signals. If the RSI drops below 20, oversold, we will enter a long position at the prevailing price with a stop loss at the support price of $0.659 and a target price at $0.706. Conversely, if the RSI exceeds 80, overbought, we will consider a short position with an entry price at the prevailing price, a stop loss at the resistance price of $0.706, and a target price at $0.68. This combined approach, using both Bollinger Bands and RSI, should provide a robust and adaptable investment strategy for Cardano, maximizing potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON shows a slight upward trend with consistent trading within a defined range between the support price of $0.229 and the resistance price of $0.248. The RSI fluctuating between 49.8 and 63.5 indicates neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions, suggesting a balanced market. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing recently, implying a period of consolidation before a potential breakout. Considering these factors, I recommend a moderately bullish strategy focusing on short-term gains. My strategy involves entering a long position at $0.249, coinciding with the forecast price for May 4, 2025. A stop-loss order will be placed at $0.234, just below the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, to protect against unexpected downward movements. The initial target price will be $0.25, aligning with the forecast price for May 4, 2025. If the price breaks through the $0.25 resistance, I will adjust the target price to $0.251, near the top of the Bollinger Bands, to capture further potential gains. This strategy combines forecast data with technical indicators to maximize potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Sui exhibits a clear upward trend, breaking through the resistance price of $3.87 and reaching $3.54 on April 27, 2025. The RSI consistently moved above 50, indicating a bullish momentum. The forecast data for the next week projects continued price increases, with a peak of $3.64 on May 4, 2025. Considering the current RSI nearing the overbought level of 80, and the Bollinger Bands widening, a strategic approach involves a long position with a focus on capitalizing on the ongoing upward trend while managing risk. Therefore, I recommend entering a long position at $3.08 on April 28, 2025. The stop loss should be set at $3.06, just below the support level, to protect against a potential pullback. The initial target price is $3.39, aligning with the first forecast price. If the price reaches $3.39, consider moving the stop loss to the entry price of $3.08 to secure profits and potentially ride the momentum further. A secondary target price is $3.64, coinciding with the peak forecast price for the week, offering a higher potential return. This strategy combines trend analysis, RSI signals, and Bollinger Bands observations to maximize potential gains while mitigating risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Chainlink demonstrates a generally upward trend, supported by the price consistently staying above the $14.1 support level and the recent upward movement. The RSI values fluctuate between 45.6 and 63.7, indicating periods of both neutral and overbought conditions. Considering the forecast prices hovering around $14.1 to $14.6, combined with the Bollinger Bands showing a narrowing range, I propose a strategy focused on capitalizing on short-term upward movements. I suggest entering a long position at $14.1, placing a stop loss at $13.8 to protect against a potential downturn, and setting a target price of $15 for a reasonable profit margin. To refine this strategy, I will incorporate the RSI and Bollinger Band signals. When the RSI dips below 30, indicating an oversold condition, and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it signals a potential buying opportunity. Conversely, when the RSI exceeds 70, indicating an overbought condition, and the price reaches the upper Bollinger Band, it suggests a potential selling point. Combining these signals with the primary strategy, I recommend entering a long position at $14.1, setting a stop loss at $13.8, and targeting $15. This blended approach leverages both trend analysis and momentum indicators for enhanced risk management and profit potential. Based on the historical data and forecast, Raydium shows a clear uptrend with consistently increasing prices. The RSI values have been mostly above 50, indicating bullish momentum, and recently reached over 70, suggesting a potential overbought condition. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, indicating increased volatility and a potential breakout. Considering the current trend and forecast, I recommend a long position strategy. Specifically, enter a long position at $2.81. Set a stop-loss order at $2.61 to limit potential losses if the trend reverses. The initial target price should be $3.23 based on the forecast. To refine this strategy, we can incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI falls below 30, consider adding to the position at $2.96, setting a stop-loss at $2.74 and targeting $3.22. If the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, it suggests a potential buying opportunity. If the price breaks above the upper Bollinger Band, it confirms the uptrend and warrants a move to the next resistance level. This combined strategy aims to maximize profits while managing risk effectively, capitalizing on the identified uptrend and incorporating technical indicators for enhanced decision-making. Based on the historical data and forecast, Bonk shows a clear upward trend. The RSI consistently rises, especially nearing the end of the historical period, reaching 76.8, indicating a strong bullish momentum. The forecast data further supports this, predicting a continued increase in price. Given the current RSI above 60 and the forecast indicating higher prices, I recommend a long position. The entry price should be $0.0000171. To mitigate risk, set a stop-loss at the support level of $0.0000156. The target price should be $0.0000206, aligning with the highest forecast price and allowing for a profit margin. To refine this strategy, let's incorporate the Bollinger Bands. The price has been consistently trading within the bands, and the upward trend is confirmed by the price moving towards the upper band. Therefore, we'll use a combination of RSI and Bollinger Bands for enhanced precision. The entry price remains $0.0000171. The stop-loss is set at $0.0000156, below the lower Bollinger Band. The target price is $0.0000206, slightly above the forecast high and the upper Bollinger Band. This combined strategy leverages both momentum and volatility indicators for a high-probability trade with clearly defined risk and reward parameters. Based on the historical data and forecast, SUI exhibits a clear upward trend, breaking through the resistance price of $3.87 and reaching $3.54 on April 27, 2025. The RSI consistently moved above 50, indicating a bullish momentum. The forecast data for the next week projects continued price increases, with a peak of $3.64 on May 4, 2025. Considering the current RSI nearing the overbought level of 80, and the Bollinger Bands widening, a strategic approach involves a long position with a focus on capitalizing on the ongoing upward trend while managing risk. Therefore, I recommend entering a long position at $3.08 on April 28, 2025. The stop-loss should be set at $3.06, just below the support level, to protect against a potential pullback. The initial target price is $3.39, aligning with the first forecast price. If the price reaches $3.39, consider moving the stop-loss to the entry price of $3.08 to secure profits and potentially ride the momentum further. A secondary target price is $3.64, coinciding with the peak forecast price for the week, offering a higher potential return. This strategy combines trend analysis, RSI signals, and Bollinger Bands observations to maximize potential gains while mitigating risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, XRP shows a generally upward trend with recent volatility. The support price consistently holding at $2.19 provides a strong floor, while the resistance at $2.45 indicates a potential ceiling. The RSI values fluctuate around the 50 mark, suggesting neither extreme overbought nor oversold conditions currently. However, the Bollinger Bands show that the price is approaching the upper band, indicating a potential for a pullback. Considering these factors, I recommend a strategy combining RSI and Bollinger Bands to capitalize on potential price swings. My strategy involves a long position with an entry price of $2.18 on Monday, April 28, 2025, coinciding with the forecast price and near the support level. A stop-loss order should be placed at $2.15 to protect against unexpected downturns. The initial target price is set at $2.28, aligning with the forecast price and the upper Bollinger Band. If the price reaches this target, we will consider moving the stop-loss to break even and setting a secondary target price of $2.35, aiming to capture further gains. This portfolio combines the strengths of both technical indicators, leveraging the RSI for identifying potential reversals and the Bollinger Bands for gauging volatility and potential price targets. Based on the historical data and forecast, Bittensor exhibits a strong upward trend. The price has consistently broken through resistance levels, and the forecast indicates further growth. The RSI consistently above 50 indicates bullish momentum, with values approaching 75, suggesting the asset is nearing overbought conditions. However, given the strong upward trend and forecast, a slight pullback to test the support level of $336 is possible. We will implement a buy strategy when the price retraces to $348, placing a stop-loss order at $336 to mitigate potential losses. Our initial target price will be $370, aiming to capitalize on the continued upward momentum. To refine our strategy, we'll incorporate Bollinger Bands. The price is currently trading above the upper band, reinforcing the bullish outlook. We will maintain the buy position initiated at $348 with a stop-loss at $336. We will adjust the target price to $385, aligning with the forecast peak. This combined RSI and Bollinger Band strategy aims to maximize returns while managing risk effectively. The strategy involves a buy order at $348, a stop-loss at $336, and a target price of $385, leveraging both momentum and trend confirmation. Based on the historical data and forecast, Solayer shows a strong upward trend. The RSI consistently remains above 60, indicating bullish momentum, with peaks nearing 80, suggesting potential overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, confirming increasing volatility and a sustained upward trajectory. The forecast for the next week projects continued price increases, reaching $3.01. Therefore, I propose a long position strategy focusing on capitalizing on this momentum. My strategy involves a layered approach combining RSI and Bollinger Band signals. We will enter a long position at $2.53, coinciding with the initial forecast price and recent support. A stop-loss will be placed at $2.45, just below the recent low and the lower Bollinger Band to protect against unexpected downturns. The first target price is set at $2.72, aligning with the midweek forecast. If the price reaches this target, we will move the stop-loss to the entry price of $2.53 to secure profits. A second, more ambitious target is $3.01, the final forecast price. This strategy aims to capture the projected upward movement while managing risk effectively, utilizing both technical indicators to confirm the trade. Based on the historical data and forecast, IOTA exhibits a clear upward trend, supported by consistently increasing prices over the past 2 weeks and a positive forecast for the next week. The RSI values have moved from 45 to 71, indicating strengthening momentum. The price has approached the resistance level of 0.264, but has not yet broken through. Considering the current RSI of 71.8, which is above the overbought level of 80, the price is likely to experience a short-term correction. Therefore, I propose a strategy that combines RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. I recommend a long position entry at $0.203, capitalizing on the potential bounce from a slight pullback after the recent upward momentum. The stop loss should be set at $0.196, just below the recent support level and below the bottom of the Bollinger Bands to protect against unexpected downside moves. The initial target price is $0.226, aligning with the forecast price and a reasonable profit margin. If the price breaks through the $0.226 level, consider adjusting the target price to $0.264, the resistance level. This strategy aims to capture short-term gains while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Mantra shows a clear downtrend, consistently trading near the support price of $0.515 and exhibiting low RSI values below 20, indicating a severely oversold condition. The Bollinger Bands further confirm this bearish sentiment, with the price consistently near the lower band. The forecast for the next week predicts a continued decline, reaching as low as $0.21. Therefore, a short selling strategy is warranted. I recommend entering a short position at $0.545, placing a stop loss at $0.592 to limit potential losses if the price unexpectedly reverses. A target price of $0.346, aligning with the forecast, offers a substantial profit opportunity. To optimize returns, I propose a portfolio that combines a core short position with opportunistic adjustments based on RSI and Bollinger Bands. The primary strategy is to hold the short position until the target price of $0.346 is reached. However, if the RSI rises above 80, indicating an overbought condition, consider covering the short position and waiting for a pullback to re-enter. Conversely, if the price touches the lower Bollinger Band while still in the short position, consider reducing the position size to lock in some profits while allowing for potential further downside. This dynamic approach, anchored by the initial short at $0.545 with a stop loss at $0.592, aims to capitalize on the prevailing downtrend while mitigating risk through adaptive adjustments. Based on the historical data and forecast, just demonstrates a clear upward trend. The RSI has been consistently above 50, reaching an overbought level of 82.4 on April 27, 2025, indicating strong buying momentum. The forecast for the next week projects continued price increases, with values ranging from $0.0345 to $0.0392. The price is currently near the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, suggesting a potential bounce and further upward movement. We will implement a long position strategy, aiming to capitalize on this bullish trend. The entry price will be $0.0345, coinciding with the start of the forecast period and the current bottom of the Bollinger Bands. A stop loss will be placed at $0.0335, just below the lower Bollinger Band, to protect against unexpected downside moves. The initial target price is $0.0372, aligning with the support level, providing a quick profit opportunity. If the price breaks through the support level and continues to rise, the target price will be adjusted to $0.0392, based on the forecast high. This strategy combines RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels for a well-rounded approach, maximizing potential returns while managing risk effectively. Based on the historical data and forecast, Pudgy Penguins exhibits a strong uptrend, particularly noticeable from April 23 onwards with a significant surge in price. The RSI consistently moved above 70, indicating overbought conditions, but the upward momentum hasn't subsided. The forecast for the next week projects continued growth, with prices reaching $0.0134. Considering these factors, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $0.00903. Given the recent volatility and the presence of support at $0.01, our stop loss will be set at $0.008 to protect against a potential pullback. Our initial target price will be $0.0126, aligning with the forecast for May 1, 2025. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. The price consistently trading above the upper band suggests strong bullish momentum. If the price retraces to the middle band around $0.0111, it presents a favorable opportunity to add to our position. We will adjust our target price to $0.0134 if the price breaks above $0.0126. This combined approach leverages both momentum indicators and price action to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. The portfolio will be 70% long position and 30% cash.